We're live. We're here. I just know when someone points at me. It was so funny. We were just sitting here listening to the song, but we couldn't say anything. So it was just like, for like 2 minutes.
Okay, this is a little awkward. It's fine. Whatever. Not a big deal.
Just sitting there staring. Hey, guys. Welcome back to season 1 of New Who with Christopher Eccleston. We're reviewing episodes 7 and 8 with my lovely co-host, Xray Girl. I'm excited for this every week. It's such an
Me too.
Right?
Honestly, me too. And I don't know. So I just watched it like an hour ago, and I don't know. I cried.
At that last episode or the first one too?
The last one.
Yeah,
I mean, the first one had a moment, but the last one, oof. That was a doozy.
Yeah, that one was okay. We'll get to that one. I know. We'll probably spend more time on episode 8 than we do on episode 7, because episode 7 was good. It was a really solid episode. It was a great episode. I love that his name is Adam, right? I watched that one last night, and then the other one I watched today. Adam is such a I don't know. He just gets himself into trouble immediately, and the Doctor and Rose are like, "Oh, Adam, we're taking you home, you fool."
Yeah, well, what's funny is the thing that stuck with me from the last episode when we met him was that he's kind of like a younger version of Doctor Who. At least it reminded her of him, of Doctor Who. So I kind of tried to keep that in the back of my mind, if that's something that's going to be a continual thing that happens. And I mean, like, in some ways, yes, I'd say he's definitely dumber than Doctor Who.
Just a little dumber. He gets himself into shenanigans he can't quite get himself out of. Although, to be fair, the Doctor gets himself into shenanigans he can't get himself out of as well. He gets lucky to have people around him that save him.
Yes. And I just thought his weakness was information, which I thought was, it is the same as Doctor Who.
Yes.
He wants to know more. He wants to get himself out there. I feel like Doctor Who, his motivations to find information is just for the adventure. Whereas for Adam, his weakness is information for himself.
Yes, because he was trying to send the information home to his parents to make sure that he had that information from the future to the past, so that he could, either invent. It seemed to me like he was trying to invent a computer before its time.
Yeah, he wanted to be the first. So take that information he learned about microprocessors. Sorry. Oh my God, my dog's barking like crazy. Take that to the past, and then I guess fast forward humanity in a sense with that information. It's cheating.
Yeah, he was cheating. He was being a sneaky cheater, and he had. I know we're like jumping around a little bit. I just really loved at the end, after he had gotten the hole put in his forehead so that he could feed into the computers of the future, how his mom was like, "It felt just like that," and it opens up right after the Doctor was like, "You need to live a quiet life away from the public eye, otherwise they'll dissect you." So we know he's somewhere getting dissected, probably.
Yeah. I don't know, if one of my family members, especially not knowing these types of things, had like I called it a face vagina. It really looked like one.
That's so great. I love it. A face vagina. A face vagina.
A vagina. Anyway, so when I totally lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness.
It's one of those days.
Information. Oh, if I saw someone that opened up and had that, I'd be like, "You've been either abducted, a robot, and not my family member. So
yeah,
we're getting rid of you."
Yeah, get out of here, because you're clearly not my son.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna be right back. I'm gonna get the dog to be a bit more quiet by closing the door.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna thank Backhand for the super chat. Backhand, thank you so much for the super chat, and for the love, and for the hugs. I love all of those things. So thank you very much, guys. Welcome. I am so excited to talk about this episode. This next episode in particular, and then guess what episode is after that?
Are we talking about The Empty Child?
Yeah.
I heard that one's like one of the best.
It's such a good episode. I forgot about it. But yeah,
So okay, let's go back to the very beginning, I guess.
Yes.
The future's disgusting. There's beef slushy.
Yeah. As soon as she said that, she's like, it tastes like, and I love how she just, Rose is so adventurous. I think that's what you love about her so much. Like, she takes all of this stuff in stride and she's like, I'm just going to drink whatever weird thing that this is in the future. And it's a beef slushy. I can't think of anything more gross. Like, I'd rather drink a glass of milk, and I hate milk.
I don't like milk. I can't digest milk. I'll drink milk over beef slushy.
Yes. Yes.
Just, I don't know. Like blended meats.
No, thank you.
No. But I think it was really cute how at the very beginning, Rose all of a sudden took that mantle of the doctor with teaching Adam about travel, what it's like, showing him the phone. And like, it's a fun adventure. I know you miss your family, but you can still talk to them. Like, it's fine.
Still talk to them. You know, we can time travel. They can hop back and forth. It's not that crazy. He'll be able to go home. I think what's also really interesting is in this episode is how he mentions that he can't hold a candle to the doctor, and there's obviously something going on there between Rose and the doctor.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That was
heavily hinted at.
Heavily. And then the doctor even deflects and says, is this your guys' first date? Like, all that, like, as if he's trying to push her away from him. And I mean, they keep gravitating back towards each other.
Yes. They can, and you can tell there's obviously a chemistry there. We got a super chat. This is actually perfect. Urian Sanborn. Am I saying that right? Urian, yes. I hope so. I am. Okay. Urian Sanborn, thank you so much for the super chat. And this is such a good point he makes here. He says, hello, y'all. Hi. Yeah, the point of Adam was to show a failed companion. He's unfairly compared to Audric from the old series. I say unfairly because Audric was competent and brave. I love this guy. He, in your chat and over here, he's just like the walking encyclopedia for Doctor Who. It's amazing. It's incredible. He knows so much. But yeah, no, that's such a good point. He does show like a failed companion, someone that wouldn't work out traveling with the Doctor because he doesn't have what it takes. He doesn't have the gumption.
Yeah, and I mean, like, especially because just his selfishness doesn't work. He needs the doctor needs a companion to keep him grounded, the yin to the yang, not the extra, you know.
Right.
I think you need someone to balance him out. And then this personality is, of course, a little quirky and exciting, and he needs someone that's like that but also is emotional, because I think he has a lot of emotions. I just don't know if he knows how to express them effectively. But I mean, I don't know what Time Lords are really like, so that's, you know. And he's shown other emotions, ranges of emotions before too, so he can't be vulnerable, or it's not easy for him to be vulnerable.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. He doesn't show his vulnerability, God, I can't say words, very easily at all. And that's why it's so interesting how much he opens up for Rose, because I think that he does. And I think Rose sees sides of him that other people don't see. And it's actually really adorable.
Especially the next episode. That really intense. Vulnerability that even still, he didn't show it as well to her, just around her. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I guess we can go. Oh my gosh, the scene when you first see the brain thing.
Yeah, and the way that they talk about being journalists, but they don't actually. It's such an interesting what this is in the future, and I feel like we're getting there a little bit, right? Where they're called, right? Like, there's some weird parallels that tripped me out, but they're called journalists, even though they don't actually investigate anything. They're just basically fed a stream of information that they then put out into the world. And they accept it as truth, whether it's true or not. And the fact is, it turns out that, hey, it's not true because they're being controlled by a giant alien that's basically goo with teeth.
It was so funny. So after we finally met the, what's it called? The whatever that creature.
Jethrax? I feel like I should have written this down.
I did write it down. I can't find it in all my notes. God, why can't I remember?
Damn it.
Chat, please.
Jagrafess.
Oh my God, my brain finally found where it was in there.
The Jagrafess, yes.
I didn't remember it, I promise. So that creature, I kind of equated it to the government.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and the I don't know what to call him, but whatever that guy on floor 500 was the media.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people down below are the ones consuming the media. And if we've seen it, it is very true that governments can, or so, I don't know. I'll say Canada. Canada has shown that they can feed certain specific things to
They
their
do
civilians.
that here too.
Yeah.
They definitely do that here too, and people are like, wow, and just accept it as truth. And I'm not like a big conspiracy person, but I don't trust really much of what I see or read in the news anymore, because it's just, you always find out that they're full of crap, and they do that thing where they're like, look over here, look this crazy issue that's going on, and they sneakily slip some stuff that actually affects your daily life in over here, where they're like, we're gonna pass some laws gonna make taxes like almost done, and you're like, excuse me. They distract us. They're like, trans rights. By
the way, there was a little mention of like, I want to call them pronouns, it's not really, but they said ladies and gentlemen and robots and multi-sex people.
Wow, maybe there are multi-sex people in the future.
So funny. It was so funny because I was like, I actually kind of want to change the LGBTQ, all that, and just put it under one umbrella, multi-sex. I'm okay with that.
You know what?
I'm not gonna lie.
I am too. Get rid of all. There's too many alphabet letters already. Just multi-sex. I like that.
Yeah. A variety, diversity. It's all there, guys. Enjoy. But of course they're not gonna like that. But even back then, they knew that was going to be something that possibly was going to come up.
Yep. Wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yep. Wait, maybe they've been planning it. Maybe they're part of the news, Xray girl. They knew it was coming because they had this cycle mapped out for years ahead. They're like, in 10 years.
Is this some Black Mirror is it Simpsons that does the future, or which television show?
I think it's The Simpsons, where they're always saying that it's predicting the future, and they go back to episodes. Yeah.
A little bit of Black Mirror, a little bit of Simpsons happening here. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's insane how, and every week I say this, they can have concepts like this and predict it and still have it like very ingrained in all of this. And I mean, it's not that long ago. 15, 20 years ago?
Has it been that long? I guess
20.
The first... Gosh,
less than 20.
Less than 20. I was going to say, has it really been 20? Good Lord. Yeah, no, it's crazy the accuracy that they have with some of this stuff, because you're looking at it now and you're like, wow, this is eerily similar to what we're going through now. But yeah, this was definitely one of those episodes that for sure makes you think. And it was really cool because they showed the different types of people. They had that one girl who was part of the rebellion, essentially, where she was going in there and she was trying to figure out what was actually going on. Of course, she died. But she had her. That was really sad. And she still managed to have her last. Simon Pegg, someone in the chat, by the way, I saw said Simon Pegg was great in this episode. He really was. He was awesome. And as he was trying to escape his client, she grabbed his leg and was like, no, you're going to die here with the rest of us. Screw you. Yeah, I love that.
It was so funny because he's like, quit. You're like, she's like, nope, you are staying here. You're part of the problem. You need to be eradicated too.
Yep. You're going along with the Jagrafess. And I love the way that and I forgot her name too. She had such an interesting name. And I remember being like, oh yeah, that's right. She has a cool name.
Kathika?
Kathika, yeah. Sounds so neat. Also, it kind of
very different.
Like a catheter though, for some reason.
Oh, well, you had to. You had to. Her story was interesting. It's the idea of being awoken or waking up.
Yes. They're the opposite of being woke, it seems, perhaps.
Well, I mean, today's woke. I mean, you can still wake up to finding things out. Like, if you're trying to escape the media and, like, really know what's going on instead of seeing the diversion of information that these Jagrafess level 500 is feeding you, then it is you're realizing what's happening, escaping the circle. And I mean, they were so evil. They have like the chips in the brain. So if they're thinking of even going past what they feed you, they like you right away.
Yeah.
You go to floor 500, you're promoted.
Yep, promoted. There's walls of gold. Everybody goes up there so excited just to meet their demise and find out that it's all frozen up there and they all just are corpses. That was creepy. I liked that sort of almost a horror-y element of this episode.
Yeah. And they did it so well. So, because when the girl first went up, she's trying to keep that persona of like excited for promotion, but she's like scared and whatnot. Like if I was up there, my hand would be really close to my gun.
Yeah.
The entire time. That
might have even like turned around and gone back out as soon as I saw the corpses. Like you walk in and you see a bunch of corpses and you're like, let me keep going. I'd be like, there are no gold walls here.
No, I'm escaping if I can.
Yes. Yeah. I'm getting the hell out of here if I'm able to.
So yeah, she did a really good job. I guess kind of having those dual three different personalities of employee to the rebellion to zombified.
Yeah, she did. The actress did a good job playing all the roles. She was good, and I didn't suspect her at first. When they were looking for, they're like, someone's here that's shouldn't be here. I thought for sure they were referring to the doctor and Rose, but they weren't. And
no.
Yeah, I see. I'm already forgetting about Adam. I'm like, oh yeah, and Adam.
He's so forgetful, isn't he?
He's there. Poor guy.
But it just was interesting seeing her change and then seeing Kathica change throughout all of it. And even Adam, because when he got his little surgery, so he got like his unlimited money purse or I don't know, whatever tube.
His little credit thing.
Yeah. And he was down there and I'm just thinking, dude, are you really going to have a surgery from the future? That is such a bad idea.
That was crazy.
And again, this is the concept today.
Yes. Yeah. You're just like, yeah, let me just do this thing, which is wild. Oh, wow. Yuri and Sanborn, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to Heathens. I don't know if you wanted to be a heathen, but you are, right? But you are now. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That's so nice. And then Lord Toth with a super chat. Lord Toth, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, what two of my favorite tubers talking who? Dream. Oh, that's awesome.
I love that. I love that.
We love talking who.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, chips and heads. We're doing that right now, right? I think they've already implemented or researched into chips and heads, right?
I think so. And I remember seeing some, I mean, look, there can be good uses for it, right? Where there are chips that go into, I think I've read about ones that they think they can put into your spine to help people who are paraplegic walk again, which is like, I don't know how, that's so cool. I don't know how far into that process they are, if it's just a concept or if they've actually gone to any sort of trials or anything like that, which I think is really neat. But then at the same time, that opens a lot of doors that could be not good.
Can you imagine getting hacked?
Right, exactly.
Can you get hacked?
Your whole body getting hacked. Your entire body. We got another member. Oh my goodness. Tommy, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to Heathens. Yay. We are Heathens, but it's a fun group. GRP also, thank you for the super chat. He says, hello, lovely ladies. Zia, that top is on fire. Thank you. This is the booby top.
Oh, wait. I need to... I forgot.
Pull it down and push them in. Or just do it. Yeah, do what I used to. What I used to do is I just do this. See, see, I have cleavage.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, you can. I think it's kind of cool to have the idea of like, maybe I would be okay with an ID chip, so I don't have to carry a wallet.
Yeah, or like a money chip that automatically gets filled so you don't have to carry it while you just like scan your, there's got to be a part where there's a chip you scan it. It's like, this is how much money you have in your account. I feel like you could also get hacked from that easily too though.
Oh, absolutely. And look at this, guys. We carry a chip voluntarily around with us in our phones.
True. We're being tracked. We're being listened to. We're being recorded. Like I will literally talk about something innocuous in a random conversation, and then an ad for it will pop up in my like Instagram feed or on Twitter. I'm not even joking. 20 minutes later, it's instant. It's crazy, and it's not something that we really think about. I don't really think that they're like listening. I don't think the government's sitting there listening to everyone going, no, but it's just, you know, there's a lot of information that people have about you, and it's constantly getting sold, and it's so that they can sell you their garbage, you know. Although I will say sometimes it's convenient, because I'll be like, oh, what was that clothing company that I really like their pants, and then there's the ad, and I'm like, aha. And then I buy them.
Yeah. And that lady that did that surgery, she was the best salesperson ever. Every type of person I run away from, because I am so easy to sell things to.
Really? That's so funny. I'm the exact opposite. If someone tries to sell me on something too much, I immediately get suspicious and I don't want it. And I'm like, as soon as they start to be too much of a salesman, I'm like, all right, I got to get out of here, because like, this is...
She is not that bad. She's like pushy, but not too far.
Right. She was just very like, let me entice you. She is actually, it's fun to go back and watch this. I didn't realize she was in this episode, like, after I've watched things. She's in a show called Episodes with Joey from Friends.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. What's that? Oh, Matt LeBlanc. And it's a really, really good show. And she's really good in it. And I completely did not even realize she was also in this. She's a good actress.
She's very good. I quite liked her, even though I don't like people like her that she acted. I will say one technology that I wouldn't be so like, I wouldn't hate, is the nanotech in the throat, so that when you puke it becomes a cube.
It just was a cube. You don't have like,
it won't come out my nose. It won't get in my teeth. It'll just be a cube. I don't know. Maybe it's just I've had really gross pubes in my life.
That would be a lot better. I agree.
So, yeah, maybe, I don't know. It depends on how metallic it is. Because if it's metal, then maybe not. But, you know, it is a cool idea. I don't think that will happen. Chips in the head. Maybe I don't know about the thing. That's really weird. But,
yeah, I don't want a vagina head. That's not good. That's just another hole. You know what's going to happen? If that happens, it's going to end up in prawn somewhere, because it's just another hole to stick stuff in.
Yep, another bonus hole.
I don't want any more bonus holes. I'm good.
I already have my one. I'm good.
Yep. That's enough. 2 if you want to get technical.
Oh my God. So, what else was so funny in this episode, or just cool? When the Rose and the doctor were kind of going in the where all the wires were, and it's so cool to see her be exactly like the doctor, because they have hung out so much and talking to Kathica, and she's been like, I don't want to get in trouble, like, don't do anything bad. And then that's when she finally realized, like, oh, this is weird.
Yep.
Why is that?
Yep.
Pipes, the ventilation.
Yeah, the putting 2 and 2 together. It actually was really cool for Kathica as a character to have that whole sort of arc, especially as one character, like a character in just one episode. They gave her such a good arc in such a short period of time.
Yeah, like she was this crazy corporate employee that wanted to get to the top, and to end up having to bring that down. I think that's pretty cool.
Yes. And she was the whole reason that they were able to bring Satellite 5 down and the Jaggerfest and save the doctor and save Rose. Like, she was the savior of that episode, which was really cool.
A black lady hero. Sorry.
Look at that. Imagine if you do it in a cool way with good writing. It doesn't bother anyone. Yeah. Who'd have thought?
So many lady heroes in these episodes.
I know. Tomorrow Lad, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, hi, Zia, you're the breast. Thank you, and hello. I'm the breastises.
You're the breast.
I love that. That's so good. Thank you. Thank you.
The way she saves it, because of course, after Adam gets his little, he connects to the computer to try to get information. And so that's how the Simon Pegg's character learns that he's a Time Lord, all this, and he's like,
that was
"Ooh,
cool.
we can manipulate things." She goes and saves the day. She connects to the computer, starts reversing the pipes, and I love how she puts all her energy. Wow, she didn't get that promotion.
Yes. She's like, should have
Motivate.
promoted me a long time ago.
Yeah, to like take down this corporation, this Jagrafest, this one woman. She's amazing.
Well, and she.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say absolutely amazing.
She went in there and saw the Dragonfest and was like, I have to do something. Like, she actually firsthand witnessed this creepy, crazy monster being and was like, all right, I guess I got to do something. That's such bravery, because if I saw that thing, I'd be like, I hope these guys got it. Yeah, I'm gonna run this way.
Elevator down.
Yeah, they can take care of this, right? He's the doc. He's a doctor. It's fine. GRP, thank you for the super chat. He says, have you seen the movie Upgrade? You might like it. I have not even heard of this. Have you, Xray girl?
No.
Upgrade.
No. I don't know what that is. Is
know.
it new? Let me check it out.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. I like sci-fi stuff.
It's from 2018.
Newish.
Set in the near future, technology controls all aspects of life, but when the world of Xray, a self-labeled technophobe, is turned upside down, his only hope for revenge is an experimental computer chip implant.
Oh.
Ew.
That actually does sound interesting.
Cool. I'll have to check it out later.
Yeah.
Thank you, GRP.
Cute. Yes.
Okay. So, so she is awesome. I love this like female hero business that keeps happening. It's great. And Adam is very fallible, and I think they did it very well in having the Doctor and Rose finally take him down from that, pegged. I hope you actually really learned, because now he has some weird and living in his timeline.
Which is like, he did not think that through. That was such a mistake. He has to live the rest of his life with that now, and it's useless in his timeline. Like, what's he supposed to do in the past with that? Nothing.
And it's kind of it's very still to today. Like, don't do anything to your body that you might regret. Like, think it through.
You really have to think about it. Exactly. Like, this is something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. So before you make that decision, and like, this is something that I can relate to even with plastic surgery. I got my boobs done, obviously, and I really I don't regret it. I definitely don't think I will. Was one of the best decisions I ever made. I am so happy. But I did go see, I was going through just like, I think I had gained a little bit of weight and I was feeling really bad about myself. And I went through a period of time where I was like, my face is so fat. It was so weird. So I actually went to go see a surgeon, and I was like, about buccal fat pad removal, which is where they take the fat out from the inside of your cheeks here and here. And I actually went to go see a surgeon. Yeah, they like cut into the inside. Yeah, it's like apparently it's a little walnut sized amount of fat that they just pull out. And I was just like I was just in a really weird bad place. And this was like maybe a year or two ago, year and a half ago-ish. And so I made a consultation and went in, and thank God that I went to go see a good surgeon, because he legitimately was like, I wouldn't do that to you. He was straight up was like, don't do that. He's like, that's for people who have like excess fat down here. He's like, you don't. And I was like, oh. And it was just like a moment of insecurity that I was having, that it just kind of like got overwhelming. And I'm really glad that I went to go see a surgeon that had actual morals and wasn't like, it wasn't like, I'm just going to take your money, because he's like, this is really something that I don't recommend for you. And I was like, okay. And I'm so happy that I didn't do it. Like, and that's something, because it was in my head about it. And I kind of decided on a whim to make the appointment to go for the consultation, and it wasn't something that I really thought through. And I'm really glad that I didn't do it. So just like anything that you have done to yourself, think about it. Be very careful. Think about it. Yes. Yeah. Anti-Pattern, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Heathens. So many Heathens today. I love it. And we got a super chat from Andrew Matthews saying Adam cannot see West Side Story in a theater. Oh, and Tricky just gifted 5 XiaLand memberships.
Yay, oh my goodness. We got more heathens in the chat. I love it. Look at the green. It's so beautiful.
It is. This is so cool. Tricky, thank you so much. That's so lovely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't get your surgery, by the way.
Me too. I'm very, it wasn't not even a few months later. I like lost a little bit of weight and I looked at my face and I was like, wow, that would have been dumb.
It would have been like so paper thin down here too.
It would have been like that. It would have looked so stupid.
You would have looked like, is it Nicole Kidman that has the really like face? Or Madonna?
Madonna. Oh, whatever her surgeon did, he is not good.
No. I feel like she kind of walked all over that surgeon, to be fair.
I'm sure she went in and she's like, I'm going to give you $200,000.
Do what I say for you to do. And shut up.
yeah, exactly. And he's like, I guess I'll take your money. He did a terrible job, though. He said, sorry, is it Grease? Oh, Grease. I'm not up on musicals. Andrew, neither am I. I hate
anything
musicals.
with snapping.
No,
no. Yeah, I love them.
Oh, no, that's so funny. I'm the opposite. I hate them. I can't even watch Disney movies anymore because there's so much singing. Oh, I hate it.
Oh, my gosh. That's the only reason I like the Barbie movie was the musical section.
I didn't even know they had a musical section.
Just 2 dances, that's it. Okay. And it was because it was fun. That other than that, Barbie's okay.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things on Barbie. I think maybe I'll watch it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Streaming.
Yeah. So I guess that episode overall, like I'd say it was very good. Mm-hmm. I kind of wish Adam wasn't such a ditz because it just I wanted something to happen, but it's fine because apparently in the preview for the next episode there's a more handsomer man that might be a love interest for Rose. I don't know, they hint at it at least.
Well, let me just say that you're gonna probably love that character a lot. Captain Jack Harkness is freaking awesome. He has a big role. Like a longer role. He's not just there for one episode. That's all I'll give away.
Okay.
That's it. So, yeah, he's awesome. He's like one of the best ever in that preview. But yeah, overall, the episode was really awesome. But the next episode is, I think, outshines it. Yeah.
Heartbreaker completely. I just, did you cry?
I didn't cry, but that's because I'm kind of dead inside. It takes a lot. Like I still feel things, but it takes a lot, or I have to be in a certain frame of mind. Did you cry?
I cried.
You did.
Completely. And like the red nose, tears, and I was just like, it's fine. It was, when it comes to family sacrifice, I think that's the most beautiful thing that you can ever do for your family. Because like, that's what they're supposed to be for, right? They're supposed to help you in your time of need. And I think any parent would do anything they can to make sure their kids do well or survive, all those things. So I just, it kills me to see such a beautiful way to tell that story of family.
Yes. And when he realizes that she's like, once he sort of, I guess it takes those creatures coming in and eating everything up and eating because there was a breach in time and things weren't happening the way they were supposed to. It took him to seeing that to be like, oh, wow, anything is possible. And then he sort of realizes, oh my God, that's my Rose. Mm-hmm. And then when he realizes it's a really touching moment between Jackie and her father and Rose. Is very sweet. But going back to the beginning of this episode, when she even says, I know it's so hard to not jump around, right?
Yeah.
When she even says, hey, I want to go see my dad, I'm thinking, okay, I get that. I understand that. And I remember thinking this the first time I watched it too. Why would you go and watch your father die? Like, that is just setting yourself up for horrendous pain. I would not want to go back and watch the night of my mom's accident. There's no fucking way. Like, you're not paying me to go back and see that. That's horrible. And then you are tempted to interfere and you don't know how that's going to affect the world. So that was, I think, just in general, the doctor should have known better than to do that and to take her there.
Yes. Because even if we refer back to the last episode, seeing them do something selfish for themselves. And this is where I think the doctor is really showing his compassion and his vulnerability to her and acquiescing to her request. Because really, like, he shouldn't have let her. That is one time that you probably shouldn't interfere in. And even just the way the episode started with Jackie talking to her daughter and talking about her dad. I just and of course it ends that way too. I thought that was just a beautiful way to finish and start the episode. So yeah, we got to see the dad, and I kind of knew that she was going to save him, of course.
Right.
Oh, you're muted. Oh, there.
Me?
Never mind. Oh, you're good. You're good. I think it just like stuttered a moment. Never mind. So seeing her watch the accident, I was like, girl, why are you torturing yourself?
Why would you do that? But you're absolutely right. Like, that's what else would you do in that situation? It's like, I can't watch him die and then watch him die again and then go over there and hold his hand while he dies. Like, that's just such a brutal thing to put yourself through. Yuri and Sanborn, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, good old Pete, I knew when you were you when you were dead. Yeah, Tyler, all versions of him were fantastic. Yes. And what I also really like is the way they handle relationships and in particular adult relationships in this episode, because her mother Jackie obviously really romanticized the relationship and romanticized her father, and always talked about what a great dad he was and how much they were in love. He was a businessman. Yeah. And then when you go back to it, you see them arguing and you find out that he cheats on her, and he's just doing the best he can to try to a failed businessman bringing home nonsense that he's trying to sell. And she's just like, we don't know where our next meal is going to come from. They're fighting. Like, there's so much going on in their relationship. But by the end of the episode, it still shows that he's not a bad person. He's just a flawed human being like everybody is. And he still sacrifices himself for his family.
Yeah.
And he loves them. So it's like, it's interesting sort of, you see how it's not, no one's ever one single way, and everything is a little bit complicated in life, especially relationships. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is, they're not going to be perfect. And it was just, I really liked the way that they handled that.
Absolutely. Because like, he even admitted it at the end. Like, he knew that he wasn't perfect. And when he was doing that whole lead up to him leaving her and sacrificing her, he's like, I can't do anything for you, but I can do this so that I can save you. And I'm just like, Tara, can't help it.
Yes.
So yeah. And I mean, her mom, kudos to her for giving Rose the perfect dad and saying all that, even though she went through probably a lot of turmoil. That's not easy to have to kind of fake it, but like, every kid wants, oh my god, my dad is so awesome, or my mom is so awesome. I'm sad I didn't get to meet her. And if you grew up thinking your parents were trash, like, that's not going to be good and healthy for you.
No, and that's sort of like when parents get a divorce and they, trash talk the other parent or use their kid as a bargaining chip. Like, I just think that's the worst thing you can do, regardless of what's going on in your marriage and regardless of how terrible of a person they actually, unless they're like actually harming the kid. I feel like that's a different story. But, it's, I just always feel like it's the best to never speak ill of your children's parent, because it's not healthy to raise a kid that way in that environment.
You're just going to be so scared of being vulnerable in the future when it comes to any type of relationship, when you have that happen to you. So yeah. Oh my god, Andrew. Sorry, I was just reading the next super chat.
Andrew, thank you for the super chat. He said he did not cheat. The coat rack collapsed. Sometimes a coat rack is just a coat rack. Andrew, thank you.
Sorry, I fell on top of her. And
that always reminds me of that episode of Friends. I made a mistake. What were you trying to put it in her purse?
Oh my god.
So funny.
When the doctor got mad at Rose and they got into a fight at her dad's place, it made me feel so bad, because like, legitimately it was a breakup. It felt like a breakup.
It did.
Back. I know you're gonna wait for me, but you're gonna be waiting a long time.
It was. And then when he does come back, like when she sees him rounding the corner and the smile on her face when she sees him, like she's just like, oh my God, he did come back for me. Like it was so apparent how much they care about each other in this episode. It was actually really sweet and heartwarming. Like you have to, I don't know, you just have to ship them. You can't not.
You can't help it. And they keep having like little moments between each other. And these are like vulnerable moments. Like why would she tell him about her dad and have all this and have him there with her? People who go through trauma together and of course other adventures are traumatic to say the least.
Yeah.
They bond over that. And, you know, how can you not fall in love? Even if it's at a friend level, but of course, you know, I don't know. Happens in the future. But the dad was so funny when he's like, I'm glad you guys weren't together because he's so older than you.
Right? It's like, who's this old guy? Which and they don't even know the half of it. They just think he's like maybe in his 40s, not 900.
100 years old. It's wild.
Anti-Pattern asks, which was better, Rose and the Ninth Doctor or Rose and the 10th? Oh, Rose and the 10th. That's my opinion. I'm so curious to hear what you think when we get there.
Once we get there.
Yeah.
This is the 9th, right?
Yeah, this is the 9th.
Okay.
David Tennant's the 10th.
Okay. We'll have to see. I just love his whimsicalness. I really relate to that. I think that's very fun, cool way to live through life. And of course, he's still pretty responsible for the most part. And he works within what he has. And he's just very lucky. He has a lot of good people around him.
Yes, he is very lucky. He's been saved a lot. Oh, Tricky in the chat too. Sorry, he said the Ninth Doctor and Rose always seem more like father-daughter relationship rather than romantic to me. Oh, that's interesting. I get the opposite. I feel like there's like an underlying of some romance there.
I think so. Kind of going back to the idea that her father is dead at that point. Well, he is dead.
He is. Yeah.
So she wants someone who is a dad. And also could be romantic with him too. Well, she wants someone older to take care of her.
Yeah, some women
never got it.
Do that. They do find like they also tell you often that you end up with someone like your parent. Like if you're a girl, you end up with someone like your father. If you're a guy, you end up with someone like your mother. And so I think that is something. You know, when they talk about girls with daddy issues, sometimes they go after older men who are kind of like a father figure, right? Yeah, which is kind of creepy, but that is, you know, definitely common.
Yep. So it's very. I think it was nice to see them kind of have this very very traumatic experience and like come together and work through all of this and have Dad and Jackie, Mom, meet the Doctor again.
And I love how she's like, I've never met you, but in the future they have. So of course the Doctor feels like he knows her. And I love when he's like, finally I get to tell you to go over there. Like basically
he's like, I should have done that earlier.
That was really funny. I like that moment.
That was perfect because you know it's really funny to see these relationships still be very similar through different times of their lives. And of course, Jackie has that big, huge attitude, lots of sass. And Rose is a bit of that too, but I don't think she is as aggressive. I think is the word for it.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying.
Aggressive. Because even Dad was like, her dad was like, you have my eyes and your mother's attitude.
Yes. She is. She gets like her willfulness, I feel like, from her mom. Her willfulness and her, I guess, willfulness is just a nice way of saying stubborn. She's definitely stubborn. Yeah, strength, absolutely. But also very caring, because Jackie is a very caring woman for sure. You know, she just maybe shows it in slightly different ways, but you can tell how much she loves and cares about her daughter. Yeah. And even the Doctor, another moment that really got to me, to show that he cares, was when the people that are supposed to get married, he's like, you guys will be fine. You know, I can never be like you. Your story is amazing, but I'll make sure you guys, you know. He was like, I'm gonna try to save you. It was, and then when they were like, I know we're no one special, and he was like, why would you say that? That was oh God, I'm glad you brought that up. That was such a sweet moment.
It was a really raw moment, and like he has a lot of those, even though you think he's not being so present all the time. Like he's always seems to be in his head.
Yeah.
And it looks like cogs are just moving and he's just kind of floating through life. But he does stop and smell the flowers, I guess, every now and then.
He does. He does realize that there are certain sort of experiences that he's not really going to get well. Yeah, he's not going to get that human experience, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something we take for granted. Go on.
Did you? No, it's okay. Did you get the reference right away about the Alexander Graham Bell voicemail thing? Like the
the
Watson
first telephone call?
Yeah, I totally over my head. Until he said it.
I think I only got it when he said it also.
Yeah.
So you're not alone.
I would never remember that.
No, I don't know what the first phone call was. I'm sure I got taught that at some point, but yeah, that's not going to stay clunking around in here.
I just thought people kept on going in and out of time, and like time was kind of collapsing into each other, but obviously that wasn't true. It was just these demon things eating people.
Oh my God, the Reapers. Those things were I mean, again, it's not great CGI, but it doesn't matter. Like that doesn't even bother me in the slightest in this episode.
And they just open their mouths.
They're like,
oh, I think that's their mouth.
Yeah. They do a good job in Doctor Who also of making things horrific without them being gory because, they can't, it's not that kind of show. So there's not like a whole bunch of blood, even when he dies, like you can tell he dies, but there's not a bunch of blood on the street. But the way that they were eating the people was still kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Like when the dad died, the father of the groom, I wouldn't want to see my dad die like that. Nope.
No, that was terrible. That was horrific. There was a lot of emotion there as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When Jackie was Rose was his whore.
That was so awkward. And he was saying she's pretty and she's like, look, we're not going there. You don't even know where that is, but we're not going there.
She's like, this is so awkward. And then she meets herself. Like, that would be weird as well.
Yeah, seeing herself as a baby. Oh my. Xander Zrantz. Thank you for the super chat. He said, Russell T. Davies, the showrunner, puts a lot of lefty stuff in his story, but back then people were more conservative, so he had to hold back. But now that he's running the show again, ... So, Xander, we actually talked about this last episode, I think, or maybe the one before that. But I know we did talk about this a bit, how, I mean, this is something I've talked about before, too. Doctor Who has always been very progressive. It's been a very progressive show, but it was also backed up with great writing and great storytelling and good acting. And it was just all around a really awesome show that was more focused on the story. And it did still have, it's always been more left.
I don't mind that.
No.
I think that politics aside, like they've injected quite a bit if you look at all the stuff that we've talked about. And I'm not complaining.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. It's what happens towards the end of Capaldi's run and into what's her name? Oh my gosh, Jodie Whittaker. That it's awful because they're sacrificing story and quality for their message that they insist on cramming down everyone's throats and being like, look at this, we're progressive, and you're like, yeah, I get it.
There's so many female heroes that we've seen in the last 8 episodes. So many. We got the tree lady, the maid, Kathika. I mean, Rose has been a heroine herself. Who else? I'm sure there's 1 or 2 more that I'm missing, but it's not always been the males that have saved the day. And it's the power of friendship and teamwork.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And even though the main character is a guy, the doctor, there's a really strong cast of people and including women around him. And so, yeah, it's so ruined. Xander Zrantz. I feel like I'm saying Xander Zrantz. Why Xander Zrantz? Why is this taking so hard for me to say? Thank you for another super chat. He says, Girl in the Fireplace is my favorite episode. That is an awesome episode. It encapsulates the whole 10th Doctor's arc in one episode, so much so that Stephen Moffat keeps recycling that idea. Amy Pond. Yeah, Girl in the Fireplace is a fantastic episode. That's another one that we'll get to, obviously, later. Yeah. But yeah, that's a really good one. Oh, there's so many episodes.
I can't wait.
Yes.
So I guess back to the episode, if that's okay.
Yes. Yes.
I like the idea that the paradox could happen if the roses touch each other.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the whole episode in itself is kind of a paradox. The idea of time and stopping things like that from happening, and the father not supposed to be there, and the time wound. I guess time wound is the word for it.
Yeah. I kind of like that term, by the way, time wound.
Yeah. And I feel like time is interpreted very differently in this than how, because we assume time is linear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is you go back in time. You can literally from here, you go back here, but both exist. So if you're here and you go back, that happened already. And that's fine. So of course, since the Time Lords are dead, I assume that maybe something back then could have happened back if this was linear. They could have gone back to save it, and he could have gone back to different spots in time where he knew the Time Lords had gone to maybe talk to them, which would be crazy. I don't know if he would want to do that ethically, of course, because that would also possibly create a time wound, but he could watch other Time Lords work if time was linear. So I don't think time is necessarily linear in this universe.
No, it's definitely, I mean, they even get into it at one point and they call it wibbly wobbly timey wimey. It definitely hurts your brain a little bit. The wibbly wobbly timey wimey of it all. It's definitely not linear in this at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the way it's like very made up.
Yes. Yes. So made up. I love it. It's great. They do such a good job with that kind of stuff, though. They keep it whimsical and fun, even though some parts get complex, and there are a lot of really cool complex ideas. And then, when they get into time travel, they're like, bro.
It's not what you think it would be.
Nah.
Because I feel like most movies and TV shows use that idea, the linearity, that this, and I'm sure very few others use some other different type of explanation on how time works. Did you know Mickey was Mickey, the black kid?
Oh, yes, Rose? The one that came in and hugged Rose. That took me a minute. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. No, I don't think I realized it until the end. And then I was like, oh yeah.
I was like, why is this random kid hugging Rose? And then I was like, oh no, it is.
It's little Mickey.
Because I don't know. I've talked to you know when you talk to boys about when they were young and they'd hold on to girls' legs, when they skate lessons and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, did you know back then? And they're like, maybe not. I just knew she was pretty and I liked her and being around her.
So cute. That's so cute.
It's so cute.
I love it.
So, yep. He liked her from back then and still does.
Oh, poor Mickey.
Yeah. And what else? That happened here. The TARDIS key kind of getting hot and them trying to summon the TARDIS. All of that was really cool because I legit was shocked when he got back to his original TARDIS and it's just an empty box. And I was like, what? How are they going to fix this? I legitimately had no idea how they're going to fix it this time around.
Yeah, I was freaking out. But I remember the first time I watched that and I was like, wait a second, the TARDIS is gone? How are they going to do anything? That was definitely, because and imagine the panic on the Doctor's face when he went in and realized it's just a police box and not his, the inside of it is gone. He was like, oh my God, what do I do?
That whole section just jaw dropped. Couldn't figure out. And then when the Doctor sacrificed himself, he's like, I'm the oldest thing here. Eat me. And they're just like, no.
And then Rose is like, oh my God, this is all my fault. And the truth is, it is all her fault. But she was being human. And that's sort of part of the human experience, and part of the human flaw is that you'll do a lot for those you love.
Even the Doctor was saying that it was kind of her fault and whatnot, and he thought that she was what do you call her? An
A
ape or
stupid
something?
ape. Yeah.
Stupid ape. And I was
It's
like,
like I got
no,
another
no.
stupid ape.
I just thought it was sad because I was like, oh yeah, Adam is a stupid ape then. You're equating Adam and Rose together. I don't like this.
Right? You're like, no, that's your girl. You brought her for a reason. She's been
Mm-hmm.
brilliant. She's been brilliant.
Yeah. So it was having all that kind of reflective of the past episode to this episode to the moment he got eaten and Rose is saying it's all her fault, which it is, technically.
Mm-hmm.
That it killed me when the dad was like, it's not your fault, it's my fault. I'm your dad. I'm supposed to take all the fault in this because it's even tears.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, you need to pull Gary in for next week's show. The Empty Child is one of his favorite episodes. I think the Xray girl talked about that. I don't know if he can, obviously. We'll see. But
I'll have to ask him because next week he's going to Anime Matsuri. Yes, I have no idea when they're leaving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mark might join us for next week's episode as well because that's his favorite episode. So we might get some people.
A good episode. Ooh, that'll be fun. Oh, we can have a bunch of people. Yeah. If anyone who wants to come on to talk about the episode, yes, that would be awesome.
We would be very down.
Yes.
So yeah. Dad sacrifices himself, saves the world, and Rose is there to see him pass away. I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. And I think it meant more than even just the first time when she had initially wanted to, because she had met him, even though he was a bit of a failure in probably her mom's eyes. And I don't think she necessarily felt like he was a failure. She probably just felt I think she probably related to her mom a lot, being like, I'm glad she bolstered this guy up while I was growing up, because it would have been disappointing.
Yeah, you never want to hear about your parent. Like, it's weird too when you grow up and you start to see your parents as human.
The weaknesses that they have.
Yes, absolutely. It's so interesting because it's something that I definitely, like, when I was growing up, my dad was my hero and I thought he was the greatest thing ever. And then as I started to get older, you really start to see just like, he was just a person. And my parents had me when they were so young, and my mom died when I was so young. And so my dad was left with these two girls. And like, the truth is, he's a freaking idiot. I love him and he did his best, but he is such a moron. And so it's, and then you get older and you just sort of look back on it and you're like, yeah, but he's just an idiot that didn't know what he was doing. And he like had to. Yeah. So it's so interesting as you get older and you sort of see that. And she didn't have a chance to do that with her dad because she didn't grow up with him. So it's kind of jarring to sort of go to have this idea of this person in your head. And then you go back and you see them and you're like, wait a second, this is not what I thought this was.
And even he knew that she was lying about a lot of stuff. Then she tried to lie that he was still alive, because he was probing. He did so many probing questions.
Yes.
What was I like? Was I bald? Was I gray? What did we do? And she's like, we went for picnics on Saturdays. You were awesome. You read me bedtime stories. It's like, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I know myself too well.
Yeah. He's like, that's not me. And then I feel like when he started to put two and two together and realize, like, I wasn't around, was I? Yeah.
I mean, just when he finally figured out it's Rose, it's like, she saved him. That's probably not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to meet. And I mean, even Jackie, her goodbye to Dad was so sad. And like, Jackie, I mean, with all her faults and all her boisterousness, I still do like her as a character, because she is just someone who loves her daughter, wants to care for her. She's a little annoying about it, but I think every parent would do what she does.
Yeah.
You want to go on a time ship with the old man? Yeah, I'm not letting you.
Right. Like, she straight up, the fact that she's even giving her daughter as much free reign as she has. I mean, I know her daughter's an adult, so she can't exactly tell her not to, but she really tried her best to be there for her and be like, no, you can't do this. That's crazy.
So yeah, this episode, 10 out of 10. I loved it. I definitely want to watch it again at some point. There's so many good moments that have happened. And
Yeah.
ugh. And when the dad did get hit by the car and the doctor comes up behind her, because I guess that rights everything wrong. Um, he's like, go to your dad. And I was like, even him, he's like, he knows what she needs. He knows what she
Yes,
needs
he's
at this
like,
point.
go to him, go to him. I
Mm-hmm.
know that was really sad. That was a very sad moment. Yeah, this episode was really good. This is, I keep saying it. I'm like, this is where it starts to get good, and I just, because they just keep, it just keeps getting better. Like every episode, I'm like, oh, that's right. This episode's so great, even better than the last episode. And then the next episode is really, I'm so excited for you to see that one. I'm excited to watch it again. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's just the relationships that they have both with the key characters and with I'll call them like B characters, the one just for that episode, are insanely good. They write them so well. Like, how could you write a dad that well?
Right. As such a legitimate, loving, caring father, but really also just a bumbling fool who's trying to make his way in the world and is a flawed human being. They do such a good job of writing that character.
Mm-hmm. I felt like I connected so quickly. And I mean, like, my father, I don't think is a bumbling fool, but like he has a lot of the traits. And this is why it's so important for shows and movies. Those are the key things. You need friendship, family, and those types of relationships, and have the story based around that. Because if you don't, it's really hard for people to relate to it. Like, I cry with Mulan all the time because it is a story based on family and saving your father from doing something that, it's honorable to go fight in war, but he's old and he's not as well, and he would probably die if he went. So the idea that your daughter would sacrifice himself to do that, I think that's an epic thing. Not many people, I don't know if every family would do that. I hope so, but those are things that you want your family to do for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the whole point of being a parent, is that it's the ultimate sacrifice for your kid.
You do everything you can
Yeah.
within your power. And that was all that he could at that moment, was to literally die.
He died for his daughter. He did. And that's just I think that's the most redeeming thing you can possibly do, honestly.
So, yeah.
That episode is so good. Daniel Anderson, thank you for the super chat. He says how they connected this episode and final to wake Jackie up. See, it's been so many years since I've seen this. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even remember. That's so bad. I guess it'll be a surprise for both of us when we get there.
Because if Jackie, well, of course, after the time was rectified, the doctor said that everyone's going to forget. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe she'll remember that she met the doctor and her daughter. Like, that would be wild.
I'm like really trying to remember. I guess when we get to it, I'll be like, oh.
Andrew Matthews, are you really asking that? New or old Mulan? Of course, old.
Did you watch New?
I think I watched 15 minutes of it and actually fell asleep.
Oh no, was it that bad?
I just don't think I cared. It's
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Nice movie to sleep to. It's fine. I heard that there's a lot of elements that they had changed into it, like the idea of having her just be awesome and have superpowers. I'm just like, no, she didn't have any superpowers. She used everything within her means. She was smart. She wasn't strong. And I think that's what made her good. She's resourceful. The fan fight, that was one of my favorites.
Exactly. That's the point. The point is that she was smart and resourceful, and she used what she had to make this stuff happen. Not that she was super powered. Oh boy.
Yeah. Characters, they write them so well and just connect them. I don't know how they do it, if they storyboard it and then they're like, okay, connect the dots. But it's absolutely beautiful what the end result is. And I can forgive the CG, I guess early 2000s very degraded look compared to 4K and 1080p.
It's not what we're used to.
No, and I think when I watch it on my screen, like, I feel like I should get a CRT TV or something to make it look good.
Hey, that would be kind of fun to have in general. If I had a basement, that's what I'd have down there. Some cool old stuff, a CRT TV. Lynn Green said all Jackie remembered was the mysterious woman who held Pete's hand at the end.
Yes. And like to get back to that part where the beginning was the story about her dad and what happened. It was a hit and run, all this. He was by himself. He died. Nothing. We know what happened. When we find out what happened in the changed past, it was like this kid, it wasn't his fault. And because he was running out onto the street and the kid hit him by accident. And there was a girl there. We don't know who she is, but he was there to hold his hand when he died. I was just like, oh. Beautiful, beautiful.
Just sort of retelling her what happened, and now Rose will always know. It's nice that she got to meet her dad, though.
I think so too, because I mean, when you're 1 year old, I guess.
Yeah.
The best age I can guess for her, a little less than one. You have no idea what's happening, and I think it's beautiful to have that moment with him and have that in her memory forever. And I guess it's even the dad as well. Like he got to meet his daughter and know that she was, you know, a well-adjusted young girl, maybe a little crazy, but you know, he was a little crazy too.
Exactly. She was someone that he could be proud of, and he got to see that before he died, which is something nice.
So yeah, I think, was it in the preview or in this episode that she said she was single? Before, like, there was a kind of ambiguous, like, do you have a boyfriend? I think it was in the preview.
Was it?
I think it was in the preview. We'll find out next episode for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember now. I just watched
I think it was in the preview.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess her and Mickey aren't actually together. We'll find out. I mean, like, realistically, is she with him?
I feel like no. Number one, she's traveling through space and time. Number two,
with another man.
And number two, she keeps, she's flirting with an awful lot of people. I'm gonna guess that they're.
If she is still with him, bad girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mal, thank you so much for the super chat. Aloha Zia and Xray Girl. Great to hear Xray Girl say more than 9 words. Does she not normally?
It's like a running joke on FNT where, because I'm not chatty, because I'm doing a lot of stuff and whatnot, which is fine. That they say they limit me to 9 words. Does that ever actually happen that I've said less than 9 words? 9 words or less? I don't think I've actually done an episode like that, unless I've been backstage.
You should count next time.
A word counter.
Yeah, so have it in the bottom every time you say something. Another word pops up for you.
Yes. Yeah. And these are really nice. I like that I get to do a show that you love and that I'm experiencing for the first time, and we're kind of conversing. I'm sorry about having you censor what certain things you have to say, because I know you don't want to spoil, so I appreciate that.
No, of course. Don't be sorry. It's not a problem. I think it's more fun this way.
And it's really great to finally see a show. I mean, I've seen other shows, of course, that like I feel so invested in that I'm looking forward to every week.
Yes. Yeah, it's something that you're actually excited to watch, and we don't get a lot of that these days, so that's nice.
Yeah. So it's really good. I can't wait for more episodes. Next week's is going to be even better.
Yes. Oh, it gets so good, and we're getting so close to Tenet. As much as I love Eccleston, I will be sad to see him go.
Let me just see. So the sleeve here. We're halfway through.
We are, right?
We have The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances, Boomtown, Bad Wolf, The Parting of the Ways. So 6 episodes left. I also have 5 hours of special features, including Doctor Who Confidential, commentary, and interviews, behind the scenes, features, and much more. Probably going to watch that.
Heck yes.
I got the DVD.
Heck yes.
Because I'm obsessed. A little obsessed. A lot obsessed. I got the whole set.
Yay. Yeah, it's very easy to get obsessed.
Yeah. And I mean, this will make me want to watch old Who. I don't know if we'll go and do old Who, but I mean, either way.
Possibly. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we
Either
could
way.
do like a fun couple of episodes just to see how we feel about it. That could be
Mm-hmm.
fun too. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
also Torchwood is another one that we could potentially do because that's really good.
Is that a TV show, Torchwood?
Yeah, Torchwood
Oh,
is this
we
Doctor Who
talked about it
spinoff. Yeah.
last week. Yeah. I remember now. Okay. 2006 to 2011. How many seasons? 4. 41 episodes. We should. I think we
Yeah.
should. Because we don't know what we're doing after all this. I mean, this is going to be months in the making.
Yeah, this is going to be a while. This is a long show to get through. There are a lot of seasons and a lot of episodes. So for sure we have time to think about it.
Yeah. And it's not movies. TV show Mondays. Classic Mondays. Is this technically a classic at this point?
That's, you know what? That's a good question. Maybe 20 years if it was filmed in 2003, 2004. So it really has been 20 years, which is crazy to think about. Does that count as a classic?
I think so.
Or does only Classic Who count as classic?
Well, what is a classic? How many years does it have to be? Chat, what do you think? You gotta
let us know.
Let us know. I think this is a classic, of course, as we're moving through these seasons. Jodie is not a classic. I don't even know if the Doctor before her would be a classic at this point. Yeah, because it's still pretty new, like less than 5 years.
Yeah,
less than 5 years.
I think so.
Yeah.
Andrew Matthews. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just looking at a super chat. Have you watched Star Trek?
So I've only seen like 5 episodes of TNG. So that's a good. So Andrew Matthews, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, "How would you compare new Who to old Star Trek? Have you seen a lot of Star Trek?"
I'm watching the original series right now, and I'm on episode 23, where they introduced Khan, for the movie Wrath of Khan. So I will say this: I think the original series is very reflective of its time in TV shows. This is more upbeat, which I think there's pros and cons about each. The Star Trek is very isolated episodes, so you can watch any of them and kind of get the gist of what's happening. I feel like this, for the most part, but it has bits and pieces that are more pertinent. I feel like more pertinent to know as you're going through the series, especially because there's only one season for this one Doctor, whereas the original series has like 3 seasons. I don't remember. Yeah, you'll know better than me. So yeah, pros and cons. Which one would I like more though? I don't know. You gotta respect the time it comes from too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's made at different times, so that's something you have to take into consideration. I think for watching TNG and Who, I personally like Doctor Who better. I think that there are similarities between the shows, but they're also vastly different shows.
There's more romanticism in this show.
Yes, absolutely. And I like how much more whimsical it is, I guess.
Yes. But that's also like, I don't know how much romance was shown in TV shows in the 60s.
I know, again, I didn't see any classic Star Trek, just TNG, but there was romance in TNG. I mean, Riker was hooking up with all kinds of ladies left, right, and center, and there was definitely a romance between, what's her face? Oh my God, Deanna Troi, and even between, oh my God, the robot, the cyborg. What? God damn it. Why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? It's been a while since I've seen it. It's not Mark. No. Not that one. He has his epic romance. He doesn't get another one.
Well, I will say, okay, so there is still romance in Star Trek, but I think something I really like in TV shows is when you have the one certain romance that is continuous through the show, like we see in this one. I find building on that's really cool. Of course, Kirk's a bit of romanticizer, womanizer. He has so many women just like falling all over him. So it is a little different in that aspect. So
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Doctor Who's personally like one of my favorite shows, and I like Star Trek, but not the same way. William, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "You both are fantastic. Both of us."
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes, we love you.
You guys are the stars of the show. Honestly, without you guys, we probably would forget most things.
I would forget everything. We looked at chat. We're like, hey, chat, do you remember this detail of this thing that we watched 10 minutes ago?
Who's this name?
I forgot.
What's that?
Yes.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Chat always knows. Chat always knows.
Can always go to chat.
Yeah. Southeastern, we're not on Star Trek, but we're just chatting about it because I'm watching TOS kind of concurrently with this, and it's been kind of nice to watch a lot of sci-fi. I never thought I'd be into sci-fi this much.
Sci-fi is amazing. I love sci-fi. I've always been like fantasy over sci-fi a bit, but I still love sci-fi.
Yeah.
Got 162 STDs.
Oh
the free
my
love
God.
thing carried over from the 60s into most of Trek. Yeah, you know what? I actually do kind of notice that a bit. There's a lot of sleeping around on that ship.
I mean, there's hundreds or maybe even thousands of people on a ship like that. You
would imagine there'd be some sleeping around.
Okay, guys. I have a friend of mine is a what are they called? The captain of a yacht, like of an actual yacht boat. Sorry, not a yacht. Those cruise lines.
Oh, cruise ship
The
captain.
stories.
Yeah.
The stories. I
Is that
asked him. I was
crazy?
like, "What's your body count?"
What is it? Is it really
It
high?
was in the triple digits.
Holy shit.
And he was at that time, I think he was 26, 27, so he was very young still. But that's the thing, it's like, you know, if that shows you how men in high positions can be, if they're a bit of a womanizer, you know.
Been a little swab there.
Mhm.
Wow, that's wild. Didn't know shit like that went down on cruise ships. Damn.
Oh, cruise ships are one of the craziest. So even if you're just one of the other workers, they can
Things can get wild. Yeah. Wow.
things get wild.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I am not a fan of. I've never been on a cruise, and I have like zero desire to ever go on a cruise. but now I know that they're just a sailing ship of STDs.
Well, I mean, the workers.
The
Not all
workers,
of them,
right,
but,
right.
you know, if you're evening free, why not, I suppose.
I guess that's true. That's a good point. You're like, what are we doing here? That.
Yeah. Like, you don't pay for anything. You just are making money. And what do you do for fun if you can't get off the boat? So
That's a good point. You're just there, you're working all the time, and you're probably banging and eating a lot of pudding. I'd be eating a lot of soft serve. I'd be fat if I worked on a cruise ship.
oh my God. Every time I been on a cruise ship, or just a buffet. We'll just say buffet.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Yep.
That's the hard part about going on an all-inclusive vacation. You're like, I want to wear a bikini and stay fit, but also that buffet.
But the buffet, yeah, they have a whole dessert platter. Like, how am I supposed to not go eat the dessert platter? There's no way. There's no way.
We go to Cuba. The food isn't as good there. I
Really?
suppose. Not the best, but it's okay.
Okay.
If you're used to plain food, it's pretty good.
I am kind of used to plain food because I got a tooth pulled and then an implant post put in right in the front here. And so for the last week, I've had to eat like soft food, like cottage cheese. Last night I did for my snack stream pudding and Jell-O because I can't eat like anything crunchy or hard yet.
I'm like, oh my God, this is like,
I'm a Nana. I'm Nana Zia.
my patients who, can't eat certain things, use just with their chocolate pudding.
I am. I was eating chocolate pudding last night.
Oh my God. Hey, if you ever get like that again, what you should do is go to the Asian store and find different flavor puddings and Jell-O, because you can find like mango. That was like one of my favorite Jell-O's ever.
That sounds really good.
Tapioca pudding is really good too. Yeah. So,
Now I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. And I have to
Sorry.
eat cottage cheese for dinner. No, it's okay. I'm gonna eat my stupid cottage cheese, and I go to the dentist tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to be graduated to regular human food again.
Oh, I can't wait for you to eat solids again. Then.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, you could lose weight this week.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, just lose the weight. You're fine. Just eat really. My coach is like, oh, I'm sorry. Take a little break. I was like, no. I'm gonna get buff.
Actually, I saw someone in chat was like, Zia's arms are looking like more buff.
Someone
It was at the beginning.
noticed?
It's at the beginning. Yeah.
Thank you, whoever said that. I've been working really hard at it. Nick is shaking his head already.
Oh my God, Nick.
Oh, he came in to see if I was done. I thought he came in to shake his head at me because I was talking about getting buff. He's always like, oh my God, you and your protein. And I'm like, I'm going to have muscles.
For me, how I know if I'm doing well is, there's the pectoral muscles attached to your shoulder here. So depending on how much is here, the fat, I don't talk about my belly fat. I talk about my weird armpit fat.
No, dude, seriously? No, it's not weird. I'm the same. There's a little chunk that's right here, like you said. And it was like when you wear certain shirts, it'll.
Yes, it gets like that. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, because I did so many mammograms, when I get the bigger girls, which is fine. Like, I'm not making fun of them by any means. You do get a little pooch right here. So that's how I know if I'm like fat or not.
That's how you gauge. You're like, how are my armpits? Oh,
how
no.
am I, like, little...
That's so funny.
I'm so sorry, chat. This chat has devolved into something I have no idea.
I don't know what's happening. Sorry, we started talking about fat.
As every girl's dream goes, we're back at our bodies.
I know. It happens every single time. It's either boobs or fat. Oh my God, they're ridiculous. Sorry, everyone.
Hey, this is just a look into the future when you're on Poor Choices.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so fun. Nick is like, should I leave? Okay, no. We'll end it so that I can eat really quick before my stream. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're doing episodes 9 and 10 over on Xray Girls channel. So if you're not subscribed, go subscribe right now. And tomorrow, Wednesday. I keep thinking today's Tuesday. It's not. Wednesday, I'll be over on her channel doing Poor Choices as well, which I'm so excited about. So I have a feeling that's what we're going to be talking about for sure. And yeah, if after this on Kick, I'm going to be over on Kick at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be playing Valheim with my mods. It's going to be really fun. We always have a really good time. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like the stream. And I'll be back tomorrow for Xia next Tuesday. Xray Girl, where can everybody find you?
Right here. I've had a little thingy here, just kind of going. Yeah, I have to update it because I don't use Twitch anymore, and I wanted to include other things like Kick. So eventually, I'm on Kick as well. You can find me, Xray Girl, Rumble Locals, YouTube. I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 and 14 right now, and Poor Choices as well, and Human Cyborg Relations. There's so many things to find me on. I'm sorry.
Go watch them all. Watch all of them. Support Xray Girl. We love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you. Thank you, and I'll see you later tonight if you guys join. Bye.
Bye.